Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Saturday morning. In the spirit of finding summer again, leaving behind all the drama and all the nonsense that have surrounded the Summer Wells case, what I've decided to do for this video is to go way back in time. Of any missing child case, every minute matters. If a child has been missing more than 2 to 3 hours, the chances of them being found alive greatly diminish. After the first 24 hours of being missing, then things are looking quite grim. 48 hours onwards, then the chance of a child, especially one as young as Summer, and in terrain like that of rural East Tennessee, the chances of Summer being recovered alive are really, really low. Miracles happen, but just by statistics alone, it's a really tall order, even to have found Summer alive after the first 24 to 48 hours. That is, of course, if she wandered off. If she'd been taken by someone, or something had befallen her and the parents had covered it up, that's a completely different matter. Still, that's not recovering Summer, is it? So what was the media saying in those first few hours?
Is breaking news from News Channel 11.
A massive search is underway tonight for a missing little girl in Hawkins County. Good evening, I'm Sarah Diamond.
And I'm Josh Smith. The latest now, Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson said tonight crews are searching for 4-year-old Summer Wells. Here's a photo of Summer released from authorities tonight. She's described as being 4 foot tall with blonde hair. We've learned she was last seen around 7 o'clock tonight. Again, you're looking at a couple of images of Summer that were shared by local authorities who tonight are involved in that search.
Yeah, again, the search is underway. This is in the Beach Creek community in the area of Ben Hill Road and Beach Creek Road. This is in Hawkins County. We are told that police have blocked off roadways in that area in order for them to do a comprehensive search.
That's right. Earlier tonight, around 7 o'clock, Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson says this 4-year-old little girl named Summer Wells, and maybe we can show you the photo of her again here in just a moment, that she was last seen walking away from her home on Ben Hill Road. And that was the last she was seen.
We were told that she was seen walking from her home on that road.
Bianca Murray, one of the reporters from WJHL, is standing there on Beach Creek Road in the dark, and the search, the desperate search for Summer, is in its first stages.
Tonight, emergency crews from around Hawkins County have converged on this rural community near Church Hill. They're looking for 4-year-old Summer Wells. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson said she was last seen walking from her home on Ben Hill Road off Beach Creek Road, not far from here, around 7 tonight. She was last seen wearing a pink shirt and grey shorts. Earlier tonight, I saw a deputy searching vehicles off Beach Creek Road. Hawkins County deputies and first responders are searching on the ground. THP and medical helicopters are in the air. We're told a command post has been established, and we're at a Baptist church on Beach Creek Road, where we're told information will be released as soon as it's available.
You'll notice that Bianca talked about Summer being 4, and the very first news reports that came out were that Summer had wandered away from her home. The 4-year-old element came from the dispatch call.
Being around for 110, 110 Ben Hill Road off of Beach Creek should be the first residence on your right. Reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in and advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Dispatchers take their information from the 911 calls. Now, we hear from Don that he rang 911 around 6:26 p.m.
I thought it was 5:30, but the 911 call says 6:30, 6:26. is when the first call come in. And that could well be. Sometimes I work till sunset, you know.
Allegedly, Candice also rang 911. So one of those had to say that Summer was 4. But it's an easy mistake to make, you know. Everybody forgets the age of their child. But we've since found out that Don and Candice don't know Summer's birthday, so then maybe they thought she was 4. But that's incorrect. So what else is incorrect? Well, her wandering away from home has been superseded by the TBI's more generic. She was last seen outside of her home.
She was last seen outside of her home in the 100 block of Ben Hill Road, which is located in the Beach Creek community of Hawkins County. A family member reported her missing to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office at approximately 6:30 Tuesday evening.
So where did the TBI get that she was last seen outside of her home? Well, from Summer's brothers. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson was telling the media. Bianca Murray tweeted on June 16th, just a few hours after Summer disappeared. Last seen going outside the back door by her brothers. Now that's the basement door. There's only 2 doors. There's the front door that is near Grandma's camper. Then on the other side of the house there's the basement door. It was only on June 18th that we started hearing the good old script that we've all probably, if you've been following this case throughout, you can probably recite it in your sleep. I certainly can. And the first time Don introduced that was on June 18th to Jeff Bobo from Times News Online.
Her and her mother and Summer were planting flowers by her grandma's trailer, which is about 20 feet from the house there, real close to the house. Summer all of a sudden said, "Mom, I want to go in the house." So she said, "Fine." And her brothers were in there watching YouTube. And so she watched her walk in the door and went in there. And then she went in there and her brother said that she was going to go downstairs and play with her toys. So she went downstairs and then Mom come in and says, "Where's Summer?" Well, she's downstairs playing with her toys. And they hollered for her and there was no answer. So she went downstairs and she was nowhere to be found.
We have spoken with her a couple of times. I reported something that she told our crews this morning as well. She said that, she went inside to do something, came back out, checked on Summer a couple minutes later, and next thing you know, she was gone. That's what she told our crews. And so both of her parents say that they believe someone abducted her. They have both said that. However, they say that Summer also is never it's not like their child would just walk away.
So that's the kind of theory, the rationale that they've been working from. And even recently, when Detective John Pruitt spoke out for the first time.
As Summer's disappearance approaches the 10-month mark, the scenarios of what happened the night of June 15th continue to grow.
The wandering away, sneaking off to go play or whatever she may have done, that is a viable option. People are probably tired of hearing this. All possibilities are on the table. We're not completely eliminating the abduction idea. There's nothing to lead us to believe that we need to focus on that alone.
In the height of the search, those on the ground combed through miles of tough, rugged terrain, leaving many to wonder how there was no trace of little Summer.
She was like 3 foot, 40 pounds. It would be a lot easier for her to get through some of the foliage. She's lower to the ground, smaller body, a lot more flexible.
Along with the ground search, Pruitt says investigators have poured through data.
We have gone through reams and reams of data. We've collected statements. We've chased down every credible lead that has been given to us. And we are still not much further along than when we started. Surveillance videos, GPS locations, cell phone tracking, cell phone data, electronic data, anything that we could think of to get our hands on. I would hope that she is still alive somewhere, but we also have to be open to the idea that is no longer a possibility.
He seemed exhausted to me, and I think in a way he was speaking quite candidly, that they've done everything they can, and it's been a long journey. It really has. In those first few days, There were so many teams out there.
120 agencies from 6 states, more than 1,100 searchers, nearly 14,000 man-hours, still no sign of 5-year-old Summer Wells.
It has been a very difficult 13 days for so many since Summer was last seen, according to her family, at her home in Hawkins County.
And still nothing.
Ansley, you spoke with one of the searchers today. How did he say the crews are faring?
Josh and Sarah, the rescuer I spoke with earlier today told me that this has been one of the hardest few weeks for them. He says that the news that the crews are starting to scale back was tough to hear.
Most all the searches that I participated in, we have had resolution. There are several cases, though, that I've worked that are heartbreaking because you don't have that resolution.
Jeff Wadley is on the backcountry unit search and rescue for the Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
The search for Summer was a typical rural search here in East Tennessee. High heat, humidity, thick underbrush, steep terrain, rocks, crevices, things like that.
He's been involved with search crews for 43 years and says most of his searches typically don't last more than 2 days.
When a search like this for Summer does not have an immediate resolution, there's all kinds of emotions about that.
As efforts are now being pulled back, those emotions are hitting home.
You question yourself, have I done all I can do, all that sort of thing. But what I've seen in participating in this search is that the search management, all the individual searchers from all the different agencies did a tremendous job. But we just don't have that very last page in this mystery novel.
And lessons learned from this search will carry over into the future.
What happens is people who are in search and rescue will end up becoming better searchers because of this search, because they are so determined to find Summer.
The only shred of evidence they found, allegedly, were the footprints that one neighbour who lives on Beach Creek Road, about 0.8 miles away from the wells, posted on social media. There's no reason for this neighbour to lie whatsoever. It was before all the tomfoolery of the YouTubers. There was a massive ground search in that area just off Beach Creek Road, June 19th into June 20th. Dave Rader from EquiSearch got into town on the night of June 19th, which was the Saturday, and was told the day after that they'd searched well into the night. And a neighbour actually caught that search, actually filmed it live and posted it on Twitter. So they believed, as Dave Rader said, they believed she was there. And after 4 days, it would have been an absolute miracle. They believed that she'd been abducted and been returned back there. Now, we don't know whether these footprints that were hit on by a search dog, searching specifically from Summer's scent, are from June 15th, or maybe they were from a day or two before. And it's a contentious topic, and some people just don't believe the footprints exist at all. I believe they do. You know, we know Summer did wander. We know Summer was a very active 5-year-old. And we know that Donald said that being an outside person was her downfall, which is a strange thing to say.
She loved to be outside all the time. That was her, unfortunately, her downfall. 'Cause a lot of times the boys would be inside and we'd be like, "Where's Summer? Why'd you leave her out there alone? Go get Summer now." And that's happened over and over again. And we'd come out and she would always be close by, but we was always coming up. She had to be outside. She was an outdoor person.
Since then, there's been nothing. Not a sign. But it's useful to go back to those very early days, isn't it? And to begin at ground zero. And I think in the next video, I'm going to cover the ground around the area. And Scott East Skulls has got some excellent footage. So tomorrow, I'm going to put together some of his footage I'm going to fully credit him with this fantastic work. Scott, you're amazing. And we're going to look at the terrain and perhaps dispel some myths that have been collected over the last few months. So, until tomorrow, I'll say goodbye. Goodbye from Miss Tillington, who's walking very nicely beside me, and Miss Cassie Springer. She had a massive blast when we first came out. I think she's tired now. You tired, Tilly? She wants to go back to bed, I think. Cassie doesn't. My dogs can't read. Have you seen this message? Oi, Tilly. Come here. Come here. You as well. Have you seen this message? Look. Look at this. Keep dogs off pitch. What are you doing? What you doing? Cass. And go. Excuse me. Excuse me. Losing battle. Hey guys, so I had to turn the camera back on because I forgot one vital thing in this video, and I know it's going to come up in the comments. So if the first couple of hours are vital, well, Summer was already missing that length of time before the search crews even got there. Because if the 911 call came in just before 6:30, it takes the police 45 minutes to get out there to Beach Creek. Now, Candice said she'd supposedly been out looking, supposedly. Jodie Sue, one of the neighbours, plus another neighbour, said they checked the creek area. The boys had been sent down to the creek. But any further than that, no. And Candice seems very unclear as to when Summer went missing. Now, if we believe the scream that Jodie Sue heard, that was 4:30. Now, that scream might have been something else. The news talked about it months later. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson says it's unfounded. So let's put that one on the maybe pile. But if Candice doesn't know how long Summer's been missing, the claims of 10 minutes are vastly underestimated, in my opinion. Candice has lied mercilessly about the timeline. And I think that's been the biggest problem in the search for Summer in the first 24 hours. And I can't believe I forgot to tell you that. So I'm going again now. She's terrible on a lead. She rips my hands to shreds. She goes in everybody's gardens looking for cats. I don't even know why I came back this way. Anyhow, I'm going. Bye, guys.